would I not want to be in a place? Why would I want to be in a place where they don't want me? Now we're going to get to see you don't want me? Cool.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. All the rights.
More than betrayed. Beyond betrayed. They used us.
The Latinos that voted for Trump because of the economy. I'm sorry, I'm trying. How's it going? ¿Cómo les va? Hold on. Like, seriously, have you made more money?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Welcome back to my YouTube space. Thank you so much for joining, and I love you so much. Now, about Donald Trump bringing back segregation, we have seen a lot of people reacting on it. The black community are reacting on it, and for sure, black people have made peace with that. They have already made peace with that because they're saying, just bring it back. We are ready for it. We knew this will come. So black people have made peace with it. And I was perusing on my social media to see if Latinos are ready for it. Because as we know, Latinos voted heavily for Donald Trump. They did. And they supported their vote saying that it's because of the economic issue that Donald Trump will stabilize economy for them. So I think that's the reason why they signed a pact with Donald Trump. But immediately Trump went to power, he started frustrating everyone. People of color, black people, white people, Latinos. No one was, was safe, or no one is safe from Donald Trump's whatever he's doing, okay? So I came across some Latinos reacting on this, and that's what we want to talk about today. I want you to watch videos of Latinos reacting on Donald Trump bringing back segregation. Of course, this order may not be fully there, but segregation has been there. That's what we know. And again, some white people will go on and start doing it, okay? So I've come across some videos of Latinos that I would love to watch with you because Latinos voted heavily for Donald Trump. My Latino friends, what are you saying? Tell me.
How is this not racist? Trump administration ends segregated facilities ban in federal contracts. The Trump administration has announced the federal government will no longer unequivocally prohibit contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains. Explain to me how this is not racist. What fucking country am I living in? What year is this? If you voted for Felon 47 knowing his history of racism, but you declare you're not racist, it just means you're okay with racism.
It's a shame that in 2025, this is what we gotta deal with. The greatest place on earth, the United States, is not so great anymore. Where the entire country was just hijacked by, let's just say, the supremacist party. Where they also allow stuff like this, and they're okay with that. Trump supporters are okay with that. Trump himself is okay with that. We are truly a laughingstock around the world. Sad story. I guess every great nation has to fall sometime.
So I'm hearing they're doing segregation, they're making it legal now. And I don't mean to laugh so hard, but it's just hilarious because what are you doing? You're failing this country. See, I'm sorry. I laugh because they still don't get it. Our money does a lot. See, this is when they start realizing, why are we selling this? Or why is this? Or why are people not buying? They're gonna realize it was us. This is why it's so important for the Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, and Black community to start their own businesses so we could buy from each other. You wanna keep us separate? By all means. My daughter and I started a year ago. It's called Latina Liqueur. We do bartending and we do parties, events, weddings. I also, on the side, work for a Black woman-owned business. You guys are funny. You racist people are funny. Keep us separate. It's okay, because you're setting yourself up for failure. And one thing about us minorities, we are God-fearing people. And we also depend on God to support us and to give us our daily bread. Go ahead. Keep up with your new laws. You're just gonna come to find out sooner how much our money pulls in this country.
I can't believe that the Latinos voted for Trump. I can. I believe it 100%. Girl, y'all have to stop acting like it is just Cubans that are racist and conservative in the Latino community. Coming from a Colombian girl. Look at the politics of Colombia. Yes, I know our president is like more left-leaning this time and very progressive. But girl, look at the politics and the history. Look at their stances on abortion. I know she's decriminalized. However, that just means that you can't go to jail if you get an abortion, okay? Or if you're a doctor that conducts an abortion. That does not fucking mean that it is socially accepted. Turn on Telemundo. You tell me how many people of color you see on Telemundo. You tell me how many brown and black people you see on that show. Tell me if they're casting. Turn on Caracol. Tell me how many people of color you see on there. Like, I don't want to hear it that we're this progressive community. We're not. So yeah, I 100% believe it. And for all of these freaking people who are Latinos that voted for Trump, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. He doesn't like you. He never liked you. And he's never going to respect you. And if y'all weren't born here, he's going to try and find a way to get you deported. So, congratulations for looking stupid.
Okay, so I think what I'm going to do this morning, good morning, mi gente, is I'm going to start making videos at 3 minutes. At 3 minutes, I'm going to stop and I'm going to tell you go to part 2, right? And so we'll do it in parts, right? So part 1, this is going to talk about the segregation thing that's going on in America now. I'm trying to talk quickly so I kind of get as much as I can in one video, right? And we had a live last night that was just lit. Love it. Okay? But I made 2 videos yesterday, one that was educational and one that was just angry, and how I'm tired of Hakeem's OC and Crockett telling me that's bad if you're not doing anything for me, right? So we know that Trump is saying that he is going to lift the ban, federal ban on federal contracts of segregation, right? And everybody was saying in my comments, well, it's just federal. But you do know that DEI, he also can only enforce it federally, and look at how it trickled across Walmart, Target, and every other private sector. So you can expect the same to be done. Now, they'd be stupid because the amount of money that we spend in the economy, but we shall see. And don't get me wrong, I also know that it is federal and state law that he can't just change, because there's still the Civil Rights Act of 1964 that companies still have to abide by. So there's still all of that. Right? What I do know about this administration is that they haven't paid attention to shit, right? And they're ignoring court orders, right? And again, I said it before, this is the administration that asks for forgiveness, rather than permission. But I digress. As far as my segregation video goes, I had a lot of people drop into the comments and give me all kinds of advice, which some was good, some was bad, so I'll take it and leave it as I choose, right? But one thing that they said that resonated, that made me change my position, and I said this last night on TikTok, on live, is this, right? Is that, I got my whole train of thought that just quick. Oh, why would I not want to be in a place? Why would I want to be in a place where they don't want me? Now we're going to get to see, you don't want me? Cool. Because guess what? We should have already been only frequenting brown and black-owned businesses, period. And if this is the push that the universe is sending us, that we do just that to make the point that we need to make, then so be it. And so I started to think about that. And how would that look? And when I tell you, people, when I tell you that it was very refreshing, that I felt like a burden had been taken off my shoulders, I am just like, and I'm going to go to part 2. So come back to part 2 because you got to hear what I got to say. So here's part 2 of the segregation ban that Trump is now lifting. Now, I want to start with, and I don't know where I left off on the last one, but I want to start with the fact that when that ban lifts, I get it. It still has to pass federal law, state law. It probably is going to go through the court system. But that's not going to stop some people from doing it, because this administration is not listening to anyone. So let's be real. I'm embracing it as it's going to happen. I should have already been frequenting every single time black and brown businesses, which I do, right? But I still go out to eat in places that are not minority owned. And so with that being said, I feel very freeing in that this administration is doing this. And I know you're going to disagree with me, but just hear me out for just 1 minute. There's something freeing when I listen to this, right? That I know that there is a possibility that I'm going to walk into a restaurant and I know that I'm only going to see people like me. Because I know that they're not plotting for my demise, right? I know that they want me in the same space that they're in. There's something freeing in knowing the people that don't want you there. I don't need to go there. I know that my value is powerful. And if this is what the universe has to do to push us in the direction that we only support the businesses that look like us, then so be it. Listen, I need us to embrace what it is to be black and brown excellence, because while we think it's about an establishment, it's the vibe, what we bring each and every time. That's what they've been chasing, that they can't replicate. They try to duplicate it, but they can't replicate it. You can't tell me, as someone that doesn't look like me, is going to open a Jamaican restaurant and it's going to have the same vibe as you go into an authentic Jamaican restaurant where it's owned with people that look like us. We bring a lot to the goddamn table. So I'm looking forward to, because I know that where we're at is where the seasoning is going to be. It's going to be where the sazon and the adobo is going to be. I know that's where the music is going to be. I know that's where the dancing is going to be. I know where the vibe is going to be. I know that that's where the culture is going to be. And those that want to segregate us are not going to be able to come into those places. And they're going to want to be there as they've always wanted to be there. That's why they island hop. That's why they go to all these places looking for those vibes. We are the vibe. Do you understand that? And there's nothing going to be missing from us when we decide to collectively only commune and break bread with each other. If we're talking about restaurants. We are the vibe. We are the excellence. We are the culture. And no one, no matter how much you separate us, is going to be able to replicate that somewhere else. And it is not us that's going to be at a loss. And that's what I'm motherfucking embracing. But part 3. So part 3 to the segregation ban that may or may not be coming. But it really does paint a picture of how this administration feels about Black and brown people, and we can't deny it. And any Trump supporter that tries to deny it, this is a racist bigotry regime, right? It's not even a administration. It is a regime, like it is a dictator regime. Like this is no different than Putin and stuff like that. And the last part of this that I want to talk about is kind of just to reiterate. If you didn't catch video 1 and 2 about the segregation ban and how I have a new found very light outlook at this, because I got a lot of comments and got a different perspective, is I am so looking forward to this, right? They think it's as easy to erase our history, erase who we are, take away all our rights, treat us like the gum on the bottom of their shoe, but I'm not going to allow that. I will gladly not visit any institution that does not want me there, and I will find the Black and brown counterpart, and that's who I will spend my money on. And what we're going to see, listen, I've been right to date. What we're going to see is a lot of fucking people wanting to be where we're at, because hasn't it always been so that they've always wanted what we've had? So this is going to play out very interestingly, right? What happens when you don't have access to us to learn our behaviors or see that we're into like bonnets and braids and food and whatever it is, what it is? What happens when you no longer have access to us and you no longer can steal our ideas or try to misappropriate our culture? What happens then? Are we going to be at a loss? No, because we are the culture. We stand to lose nothing in this. And that's what I'm here to tell you. We stand to lose nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, is it wrong that we have to revert ourselves back to history? And isn't the cliche or the saying is a man that doesn't know his history, refuses to acknowledge his history, is destined to repeat history. And that's what it is. You guys are making the same mistake you've always made and thinking that you're going to kill this vibrant spirit in us. Well, with less laws, less people, less weapons, less businesses, you couldn't do it. And we have advanced so much in society that now, with weapons, with businesses, there are more of us than there are you. Do you really think that you're going to kill our spirit? I'm here to tell you that you're not. And I can't look forward to the time that you no longer are allowed in our spaces. And I am so happy for that. And I don't care how you take it. You can call me what you want. But it is the goddamn motherfucking truth. You cannot destroy our spirit, our excellence. And you can try to be us, but you will never be us. I'm done.
What the hell did I just read? Everybody needs to know, if you're an American citizen, if you're not, what this administration is doing. I am blown away. I can't cry because I am so shocked right now. Segregated facilities are no longer explicitly banned in federal contracts. Do you understand what that means? What segregation is? If you're a person of color, if I'm a person of color, the Trump administration, without the proper 45 to 90 day period, because there are certain ways that you go about these things, without giving that to the public, decided to wipe away and take out these things that people have fought for. It has been their mission and their calling in life to make sure everybody is treated fairly and equally, and segregation is not that far behind us in history. Oh my gosh, what is this world coming to? What's this world gonna look like for my children? I recently did a protest that my brother and his friend put on in Missoula, Montana, and I feel another one coming on. Wherever you are in this country, please stay educated. We have to stand in unity. We have to fight together. We cannot allow these things to happen. Read the article. Please read the article. You cannot subvert democracy. I mean, this is insane. This is crazy. Do not talk about today what celebrities are doing what. Don't talk about this BS that you'll see here and there that does not matter. Selena Gomez's manicure. I can't say how many times that pops up in my news feed when I'm wanting to see the news in the morning. This is insane. We cannot allow our nation to be changed blindly. Do not allow your nation to be changed blindly. And I'm going to share a quote with you from one of my favorite American activists. Her name is Maggie Kuhn, and it is speak your minds, even if your voice shakes. So that's what I'm encouraging everybody to do.
You know what? I'm all for segregation again, honestly. And I know that the trend's been going around. It's like everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. Now here's my thought on this though, right? At least 50% of America is made up of minorities. If we all just open up our own stores, shopped at minority, businesses, and stayed away from places like Walmart and Target, that's 50% of the business just taken away from them altogether. I mean, we know that they won't allow that because that's why they'd start, doing things to, the minorities' businesses and stuff like that. So it's like, if they could leave us the fuck alone, I'm for segregation.
Ay, no sé qué. Dice que, ay, no, es que todo es sabrida. Solo con salt y pepper se van a arrepentir mis güeyes. Porque si vamos a hacer desegregación, pues con nada.
If you're a white leftist and you're still gonna say that the two parties are the same, like, you were already fucking suspect, but now it's just like, what are you really here for? Like, what kind of leftist are you to stare that level of active white supremacy right in the fucking face and then turn around and be like, this is the Democrats' fault? And in my mind, there are no white supremacist sympathizers, just white supremacists who are too pussy to put their fucking hood up. It's okay to just say the Republicans are bad. You don't have to somehow make it the Democrats' fucking fault. And if at the end of all of it, you're like, well, the Democrats should have been better so that I would have voted for them. Trump literally ran his campaign on all of this shit. It was literally laid out in Project 2025. You're a fucking idiot. You are either so fucking uninformed on racism and white supremacy that you should not market yourself as a left-leaning or progressive political thought leader of any fucking kind, or you're a white supremacist. Choose one, babes, and don't refer me to your fucking Substock to figure it out.
Welcome back. Now, Latinos, are you happy? They are not happy. They ain't happy because segregation, back then, Latinos too were facing these issues of segregation because historically, during education, Latino children were placed in separate, often inferior schools. The landmark Mendez v. Westminster case 1947 in California helped to end school segregation for Latinos and set precedent for Brown v. Board of Education 1954. Okay? Now, segregation was an issue to Latina too. It was an issue to them. We had housing discrimination, redlining, and racial covenants prevented Latinos from living in certain neighborhoods. Many were confined to poorer areas with fewer resources. Some businesses has no signs reading "No Mexican, no dogs," mirroring white-only policies. Okay? Yeah. Some businesses had those signs of "No Mexicans." So Latinos, Hispanic, Cubans, they are not exceptions if this will come to pass. They ain't. And a lot of Latino voted for Donald Trump. That's what we have been seeing when the founding out period has come. They have been out here crying because of the deportation. They have been out here crying because of the economy. Latinos have been regretting voting for Donald Trump all along since Trump came to power because families has been dispersed. A wife and husband, they are no longer together. Children and parents no longer together because of this immigration that Donald Trump did. Ending DEI, it will affect Latinos too, or Mexican or Hispanic, call them. It will affect you too as Latinos because here is where DEI helped a lot, okay? It helped in workplace advancement, education access, representation, inclusion, It increased hiring and promotions to everyone, encouraged business to create diverse leadership teams, provided bias training to reduce discrimination in hiring. It helped to expand college admissions opportunities for Black and Latino students. But since Donald Trump did away with it, it will affect everyone. Now, no employment for Latinos, increased discrimination. Everything that DEI helped comes to an end. So Latinos will too suffer this. And Black people want the Latino community. Black people want them. Some black activists, politicians, and community leaders warned Latino voters about supporting Donald Trump. Yeah. And the reason for warning them, it's because of the racial politics and rhetoric, because Trump comments about immigration, especially Mexicans, being rapists and criminals. It was loud, and these rhetorics were seen as racist. And his administration handling of racial justice movement like Black Lives Matters was also a red flag to people of color. But I don't know why Latinos didn't hear this. And now this is happening. It is out here now, And immigration crackdowns. Black people warned Latinos about this. Family separation at the border and harsh deportation policies. Some Black leaders pointed out that Trump's anti-migrant stance was not just about Latinos. It reflected a broader hostility towards marginalized groups. Black activists say this. Some Black activists warned that Trump campaign used to divide and conquer, the formation of divide and conquer tactics, trying to appeal to certain Latino voters, especially Cubans and Venezuelans, with anti-socialist messaging while still supporting policies harmful to community of color. Trump's support for aggressive policing was criticized for harming both Black people and Latino too. His appointments of conservative judges were seen as a long-term threat of civil rights protection. And you see it's happening right now. So Latino voted for Donald Trump, knowing very well that Black people had won them. But because these are Black people, and Black people, we we want to be close to white people as Latino. Why should we hear you? And not all Latinos voted for Trump. Some Latinos voted for Kamala Harris, and they warned to their people. You know, why should you vote against your own interest? Now, black people are out here. They have made peace with everything that they come out, because they usually fight for this. This movie that Donald Trump is trying to play, black Americans have acted in these movies. This movie that Donald Trump is trying to put out, black Americans, they are the starrings, the villains in these movies. So, and that's why black people or black Americans have made peace with it. And they are saying, just bring it on, because we no longer care. We are not going to the street. We are not falling for the bait. Now, when immigrant orders were there, Latinos were telling black people, why are you not coming out and help us? The black were like, yo. As far as we know, this will come to us too. We tried to tell you. So it's only your vote that can change this. But you didn't listen to us. And the black people stayed put. And they vowed not to go out. So my Latino people, a message. When this segregation, if it's open, we have something we call modern segregation and discrimination. Now, in education, schools with high Latino population often receive less funding. And that's true. That is like modern segregation. It is happening. Employment and wages, it's happening. And Trump had all red flags to show that he is super racist. Trump had all red flags to show that he won't help the people of color. He called names, but I don't know where Latinos were seeing. But I believe right now, Latinos and black people should unite. That's what I believe. Latinos and black people should unite because we have the shared struggles against discrimination. Both groups have faced redlining, police brutality, etc. Economic empowerment to empower ourselves, because we need to support people of color business. Latinos support black people business. Black people support black people business, Latino business, because unity can push us to do, to experience wage gaps, in both communities, to reduce the wage gaps. Unity can push fair wages, stronger labor rights. Unity can push us to have good education access, to address systematic racism and everything. So we just need that unity between Latinos and black people. As far as black people are like, you guys, we have been trying to unite with you, but you don't want. And it's very true. Black people have been trying hard to unite with Latinos, but Latinos, they want to be so close to white people because they are brown. So white people are lying that because you are brown, you are better than black. So you are our guy. But at the end of the day, they will always see you as a person of color, and they will call you that. And if segregation happen, you will be segregated too. If discrimination happen, you will too. Police brutality, cut across. Immigration, cut across. I hope Latinos are watching and they're learning something, okay? Tell me what you think on the comment section about this video. Until next episode, peace out.